morning, children. So we have finished our first unit. Now we'll get into our second unit. With the lesson, name of the lesson is C.V. Raman, the pride of India. The pride of India. So C.V. Raman is a scientist. You will be learning more about him in your higher classes, especially in the physics. And also you learn about his contribution to the world of science. But now here in this lesson, we are going to list out few points about his life, his family, and also the kind of contribution he gave to the world of science. Are you with me? Okay, open your textbooks and we'll go ahead with the first paragraph. On the busy Beaubazar street in Calcutta, there was an old building. It was the headquarters of the Indian Association for Cultivation of Science. In December, on a fine evening in 1927, there was much excitement in one of its laboratories. Chandrasekhar Venkataraman was showing a visitor some of his instruments when a young man, K.S. Krishnan, rushed in and announced, "Professor Compton has won the Nobel Prize." So here, we are seeing that in the first paragraph, we see that it was a very, very busy day. There was a street called as Beaubazar in the place called as Calcutta. You know what we call Calcutta now? Yes, right. Now we call it as Kolkata. Okay, so there is a street which is called as Beaubazar Street. So there are so many streets, right? You also live in a street. So a street which is also named as Beaubazar Street. There was an old building over there. Old building. What is the opposite of old? Antonym of old? Yeah, new. So there was an old building, and this is the headquarters of the Indian Association for Cultivation of Science. So this is the place where inventions, discoveries, research is done so that they can contribute to the world something new. So many scientists work here. So many people come here to do their research and invent something and discover something. So here we can see a young man, that is Chandrasekhar Venkataraman. So the name of the lesson is Raman, the pride of India. So the full name of the person whom we are studying is Chandrasekhar Venkataraman. So, and now it was December, and it was a very, very fine evening over there. And Chandrasekhar Venkataraman was showing some of his visitors. Some visitors has come to Raman, and Raman was very eager and was showing some of his instruments to the visitors. So see, when people come to your home also, you'll try to show them what you have. You'll try to show your drawings, or you'll try to show something you have made out of clay or something. So whatever you have done, you will try to show them. So in the same way, here Raman is a scientist, isn't it? So the visitor has come and he's showing something which are his instruments. So he says that, this is my instrument I used for this. This is the new instrument which I have bought yesterday. So he was showing the visitors. And one more thing here is mentioned is there was an excitement in one of the laboratories. The people in the lab are very, very excited. You know what they're excited about? We don't know that. So the next line says that there was a person who is called as there was a person called as K.S. Krishnan, and he came running into the room of Raman, and he announced, he was very, very excited, and he announced that, or you can say, Professor Compton has received the Nobel Prize. With excitement, isn't it? And the man who came running, he did not walk simply and came there. So he was running with excitement. The laboratories were filled with excitement, and the news of the excitement is to say that K.S. Krishnan came into the room and said that Professor Compton has won the Nobel Prize. You know what's the Nobel Prize? Yeah, it's the highest achievement for any scientist. Even it is given for the peace. Mother Teresa got the peace Nobel Prize for the peace, isn't it? So it is given in the for the research done in the chemistry, zoology, botany, physics, and whatever the branches of science are there. For the best research, every some of the every year the scientists will be getting the Nobel prizes. In the same way here, Mr. Compton has received the Nobel Prize. So Raman was equally delighted. The person who came there was very excited, and Raman was also equally delighted. He showed his happiness because Professor Compton has received the Nobel Prize. So he said that excellent news. He said that it's an excellent news. And he had a smile on his face. He has a smile on his face. Now read the next paragraph, second paragraph. Raman was equally delighted. Excellent news, he said, smiling at the visitor, and then he lost in thought. But look here, Krishnan, he said, turning to the young man, if this Compton effect is true of X-rays, it must be true of light too. So Raman here was very, very excited, isn't it? Because Professor Compton has got the Nobel Prize. So, and he was very, very delighted, and he smiled at the visitor, and then he looked in, and now he started thinking. He was lost in thought, and then he looked to K.S. Krishnan, and he said that if the Compton effect, for what Professor Compton has got the Nobel Prize, he has done some research on the X-rays, and that research has made him to get a Nobel Prize. And now he said that even I am doing some kind of research on the light. So if Compton effect, if the research done on the X-rays is true, then what the research I am doing on the light, what are the experiments I am doing on the light, I think it should also be true. Even that will be definitely true. So that is what he has thought. A few years earlier, so what happened? Actually, what happened? We'll see now. A few years earlier, H. Compton had shown that the nature of X-rays changes when passed through matter. The change was dependent on the kind of matter, and this was called as the Compton effect. This was called as the Compton effect. So, a few years earlier, why Professor Compton has received a Nobel Prize? That is what we are going to see now. So he had shown the nature of the X-rays. You know the X-rays, right? So the nature of X-rays, he showed that they will change. The nature of the X-rays, the rays when they fall, they change. It depends upon the matter. So what is the matter? You must have read in your science. That should be solid, liquid, and gases. When the X-rays fall on the solids or liquids or gases, or you can call it as matter, they change. Their nature will change depending upon the matter on what they fall. So, and this effect was given a name called as Compton effect.